More than 20 million viewers were captivated each week, a towering icon of popular culture and an on-screen friendship admired by millions throughout the 1960s.
Classes have to do jobs they don't like. So when Friday night comes around, it's just a wonderful release. Oh, it's such a marvelous relief to know that.
At the very height of their fame, the relationship between the two stars unexpectedly fell into a silence that lasted nearly 4 decades, an invisible distance that no one in the entertainment industry could fully explain. Then, after one of them passed away forever, the remaining co-star, now 91 years old, finally chose to speak out, revealing the truth about what had happened behind the cameras. After 40 years apart, what was the final answer?
Morning, kiddo. Have you seen me clean socks? Where's Thelma?
She's gone.
Pardon?
She's gone.
Gone to breakfast?
No. Gone.
You mean gone home?
Before becoming one of the most famous television duos in Britain, James Bolam and Rodney Bewes came from quite different backgrounds. James Bolam was born in Sunderland and became known for his private nature and professional work ethic. Rodney Bewes grew up in Bingley and was recognized for his outgoing personality, lively spirit, and ability to connect easily with people around him. When writers Dick Clement and Ian LaFrenney developed the sitcom The Likely Lads, they were searching for 2 actors who could convincingly portray working-class best friends. James Bolam was cast as Terry Collier, while Rodney Bewes took on the role of Bob Ferris. The pairing quickly proved far more effective than anyone had expected. Terry Collier was written as a practical character, occasionally eccentric, and inclined to view life in a straightforward manner. Bob Ferris, by contrast, was more ambitious and often dreamed of a brighter future and higher social standing. The contrast between their personalities created the foundation for a long series of engaging situations. From the very first episodes, viewers noticed the remarkable chemistry between James Bolam and Rodney Bewes. Their natural exchanges, precise timing, and ability to generate humor from everyday situations helped the series attract widespread attention across Britain.
Well, you might as well. It's going to be a long wait. There's a broken collarbone in there at the moment. And there's this gentleman.
Well, I shan't be long.
Well, you never know, do you?
Rather than relying on exaggerated comedy, The Likely Lads focused on familiar experiences from daily life. Friendship work, personal relationships, and social change were explored through the perspective of its 2 central characters. This approach allowed the series to resonate with a broad audience. Young viewers saw reflections of their own choices and uncertainties in Terry and Bob. At the same time, British families found many situations that felt close to their own lives. The appeal of the series came from its authenticity, rather than from stories that felt removed from reality. The success of the original black-and-white version established The Likely Lads as one of the standout sitcoms on British television. Its reputation extended far beyond strong viewing figures and was rooted in its ability to reflect a society undergoing rapid change. The 2 characters later returned in the sequel series Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads. The revival once again attracted strong public interest. Audiences were given the opportunity to follow the lives of Terry Collier and Bob Ferris as they faced more mature circumstances. The color version brought new energy to a franchise that had already achieved major success. Changes in work, marriage, and social relationships were explored in greater depth. This helped the series maintain its appeal among longtime viewers while attracting a new audience as well. The popularity of the series reached an extraordinary level for British television. Major episodes and Christmas specials drew audiences of tens of millions. These figures were especially impressive for a sitcom centered largely on everyday situations and ordinary life. The strength of the franchise expanded further with a feature film adaptation. Bringing The Likely Lads from television to the big screen demonstrated the significant influence of the 2 characters and the prominent status James Bolam and Rodney Bewes held within the British entertainment industry at the time. These achievements earned the series widespread praise from critics. The production became associated with prestigious honors, including BAFTA recognition. Its success also left a lasting impact on many British sitcoms that followed, becoming one of the most frequently cited examples within the genre. Behind the success admired by the public, personal differences gradually emerged and became the starting point of a very different story. Long-standing conflict. After the release of the Likely Lads feature film in 1976, the relationship between the two actors began to change noticeably. What surprised the public was that this distance did not last for only a short period. It continued for decades. From that point on, speculation about the cause never stopped. According to Rodney Bewes in many interviews over the years, the turning point came when he accidentally revealed private information related to James Bolam's family. During a conversation with the press, Rodney Bewes mentioned that Susan Jameson, James Bolam's wife, was pregnant. The information was shared by Rodney Bewes without any intention of causing harm. James Bolam was reportedly deeply upset by the incident. For the famously private actor, family life had always been something he wanted completely separated from public attention. Rodney Bewes later stated many times that he had never intended to offend his colleague. Even so, based on what became public, the incident created a significant distance between the two men. It also became the explanation most frequently mentioned when people discussed the breakdown of their relationship. Over the years, Rodney Bewes continued to refer to the incident in conversations with journalists. He said he felt deeply saddened that a friendship and professional partnership that had once been so successful ended in such a way. That sense of regret appeared repeatedly in his public comments. Alongside the issue involving privacy, several other factors were believed to have contributed to the growing distance. One of them was James Bolam's discomfort with being permanently associated with Terry Collier, the character that had made him famous. Following the success of the Likely Lads, Terry Collier became the most recognizable role of James Bolam's career. It brought him admiration from the public, while also creating considerable pressure. The actor repeatedly expressed a desire to be recognized through a wider range of performances. For that reason, James Bolam showed little enthusiasm for plans to revive the franchise or for projects that would bring Terry Collier back to the screen. Rodney Bewes, on the other hand, was reportedly more open to the idea of a reunion. This difference in professional outlook continued to widen the gap. Another issue involved the rebroadcasting of older episodes. Many industry sources suggested that James Bolam's reluctance to allow certain programs to be reused had some impact on Rodney Bewes' related earnings. The matter remained a subject of debate for many years. Beyond professional matters, differences in personality were also frequently mentioned. James Bolam was known for being private, cautious, and reluctant to discuss his personal life publicly. Rodney Bewes became known for being outgoing, talkative, and comfortable engaging with the media. This contrast had once created a unique appeal on screen. In real life, those differences occasionally made it difficult for the two men to find common ground. Many people who knew the pair believed they viewed fame and personal life in very different ways. In his autobiography published in 2005, Rodney Bewes again discussed the broken relationship with his former co-star. He described it as one of the greatest regrets of his life. Those comments attracted significant attention from fans of the Likely Lads. Unlike Rodney Bewes, James Bolam rarely commented publicly on the matter. For most of the time, he chose to remain silent or decline to answer questions related to the old story. That approach only increased public curiosity. Whenever the media discussed the relationship between the two actors, the word feud, meaning bitterness or a serious conflict, frequently appeared in newspaper headlines. Many articles used that description to explain why the two stars were no longer seen together after reaching the height of their success. James Bolam disagreed with that interpretation. In the rare occasions when he addressed the subject, he argued that the story had been exaggerated. In his view, what happened was not a long-running feud, but simply a gradual separation over time. He once explained that acting often brings people together for a project before each person continues along a separate path. From James Bolam's perspective, no longer being in regular contact did not automatically mean hostility or deep conflict. One of his most frequently quoted remarks was, "You work together, you finish, you move on." This brief statement clearly reflected James Bolam's view of relationships within the entertainment industry. He regarded it as a normal part of the profession. That silence continued until late 2017, when unexpected sad news brought the story of James Bolam and Rodney Bewes back into the spotlight once again. Final words. On November 21, 2017, British media outlets widely reported that Rodney Bewes had passed away at his home in Cadwath, Cornwall. The actor was 79 years old and only days away from his 81st birthday. News of his death quickly drew attention from both the public and the entertainment industry. For many viewers, Rodney Bewes was not only a familiar actor, but also the face of one of the most famous sitcoms in British television history. As a result, news of his passing sparked an outpouring of grief, particularly among those who had long admired the Likely Lads. At the time of his death, Rodney Bewes had been facing a number of health challenges. Some sources referred to vascular dementia, while other reports mentioned serious medical complications that emerged during the final years of his life. Even so, not all accounts were entirely consistent. Alongside his physical health issues, Rodney Bewes also faced several personal challenges. His career no longer maintained the level of prominence it had reached at its peak. In later years, the actor appeared more frequently on stage than in television or film productions. Colleagues often remarked that Rodney Bewes retained his passion for performance even when screen opportunities became less frequent. He continued to participate in stage productions and remained active in the arts to the extent that he was able. One of Rodney Bewes' most notable pursuits was his one-man shows. This format allowed him to connect directly with audiences while drawing on the acting experience he had accumulated across many decades in the profession. It was also work to which he devoted considerable dedication. In addition to performing, Rodney Bewes took part in projects connected to literature and theater. Productions inspired by Three Men in a Boat and works related to Dylan Thomas demonstrated that he remained committed to the arts even as his professional circumstances changed. In his personal life, Rodney Bewes endured a major loss when his second wife, Daphne Black, passed away in 2015. The event was believed to have had a significant impact on the actor's emotional well-being during the final chapter of his life. Health problems, financial difficulties, and family challenges meant that Rodney Bewes' life no longer resembled the bright image that had once appeared on television decades earlier. Even so, colleagues and fans continued to recognize his determination to remain active in the arts under difficult circumstances. After news of Rodney Bewes' death became public, media attention quickly shifted toward James Bolam. For many years before that, the story of the relationship between the two actors had resurfaced whenever The Likely Lads or Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads was discussed. Just one day after Rodney Bewes passed away, James Bolam appeared in an interview on BBC Radio Sussex. It became one of the rare occasions on which he publicly addressed his relationship with his former co-star directly in front of the media. During the interview, James Bolam made a statement that immediately attracted attention. There was no fallout at all as far as I was concerned. The remark was quickly quoted by numerous newspapers. It reflected a viewpoint he had maintained for many years. Through that statement, James Bolam once again rejected the description of a long-running feud between the two men. In his view, the story had been portrayed in a more negative way than reality. This was also the reason he repeatedly disagreed with the media's use of the word feud. Along with dismissing the speculation, James Bolam expressed sadness over Rodney Bewes' passing. He stated, "I am very sad to hear about Rodney's passing, and my thoughts are with his family." It became one of the most frequently repeated comments from the interview. The message was widely regarded as an official expression of sympathy toward Rodney Bewes' family. It also showed that even though the two men were no longer as close as they once had been, James Bolam still held respect for the colleague who had shared some of his most famous work. The statement, "What I will always remember is all the happy times we had making the show," was widely published across British newspapers. Rather than focusing on controversy, James Bolam chose to emphasize the positive memories connected to his time working alongside Rodney Bewes. Following these comments, the long-running debate surrounding the relationship between the two television stars once again appeared in newspaper headlines. Some people viewed the remarks as evidence that the story had been exaggerated, while others continued to hold the opposite opinion. As the initial wave of mourning gradually faded, what remained was more than a story about a relationship surrounded by debate. What endured was the lasting legacy left behind by Rodney Bewes and the continuing journey of James Bolam in his later years. Enduring legacy. When Rodney Bewes is mentioned, most British television viewers immediately think of Bob Ferris in The Likely Lads, and its sequel, Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads. It was the most important role of his career and became the defining performance that helped Rodney Bewes remain remembered by generations of viewers. The success of The Likely Lads not only turned Rodney Bewes into a well-known television star, but also helped shape one of the most influential sitcoms in Britain. The series is regarded as a reflection of British society during a period of significant cultural and social change. Even after many decades, episodes of The Likely Lads and Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads continue to be referenced in programs about television history. Famous scenes still appear on broadcasting platforms and in discussions about classic sitcoms. Alongside his television work, Rodney Bewes devoted considerable time to the stage. It was an area he continued to pursue as screen opportunities became less frequent. Live performances allowed him to maintain a connection with audiences and remain active in the arts. He also participated in projects inspired by Three Men in a Boat and productions connected to the poet Dylan Thomas. These activities demonstrated that Rodney Bewes never confined himself to a single image and consistently sought new creative opportunities. As his career progressed, it no longer reached the same level of prominence as its peak years. Rodney Bewes was still regarded as a dedicated artist committed to his craft. Many colleagues remarked that he maintained his passion for performing and continued working within his abilities until the end of his life. Beyond his artistic legacy, Rodney Bewes left a lasting impression through a character beloved by the public. Bob Ferris became a symbol of a generation of young Britons searching for their place in a modern society. That image continues to be remembered to this day. In terms of family, Rodney Bewes was survived by 4 children. Following his passing, his family continued to receive attention from the public and admirers of The Likely Lads. For many viewers, Rodney Bewes' greatest legacy extends beyond his performances to the cultural values he helped create. Through his work, Rodney Bewes preserved a part of British life across several decades. Stories of friendship, personal growth, and social change continue to hold meaning for modern audiences. This is one reason his productions continue to be revisited. Meanwhile, James Bolam continued his life and career after the passing of his former co-star. As the years advanced, the actor remained one of the most respected figures in British entertainment. One characteristic frequently associated with James Bolam is his privacy. Throughout his career, he rarely shared much about his personal life. This helped him maintain a professional image and stay away from many of the controversies often found within the entertainment industry. Today, James Bolam still lives with his wife, Susan Jameson. The two are regarded as one of the enduring couples in the British arts community. Their marriage, which has lasted for many decades, is often cited as an example of stability in personal life. Though he is best known for playing Terry Collier James Bolam's career extends far beyond a single character. He also left a mark through several notable productions, including When the Boat Comes In and New Tricks. These roles helped demonstrate the range and versatility of his acting abilities. One noteworthy development in recent years was James Bolam's appearance in the short film A Memory Ode, released in 2025. The production focuses on remembrance and RAF Bomber Command, carrying themes rich in historical and human significance. If you enjoy authentic stories about British film and television stars and the lesser-known details behind the spotlight, be sure to subscribe to the channel today. Don't forget to like, share this video, and leave a comment with your thoughts on the relationship between James Bolam and Rodney Bewes. Your support helps the channel continue bringing you more engaging content in future videos.